You guys and girls doing today, Simpson 918 here, and in this video, y'all, we are just sitting back, relaxing, and talking about taking it easy and taking a step outside of your own perspective every once in a while. We've got some Overwatch going in the background, y'all, and like I always say, I appreciate and I love all of y'all that stop by and watch my videos. And if you are new to the channel, please make sure to hit those buttons down below, because that way it'll make a brother nerd. And with that being said, y'all, let's get right into it. So this video, y'all, I just wanted to remind y'all to just sometimes take a break, man. You know, we get so caught up in our day-to-day life that we don't even ask questions or wonder why we're doing what we're doing. And it's crazy to think about that. It's crazy to think that as we go through life, that we're just on one big hamster wheel, essentially. And we're just doing whatever everyone else tells us to do. If you're like me, sometimes you get overwhelmed very easily and you think that everything has to be done immediately. And you're so busy that you stop to ask yourself, why am I rushing for? I mean, there's an old saying, and it goes something like, in a rush to go nowhere, or, hurrying up to do nothing. And it's the truth. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, and I know people say this a lot, and it might be overused, but in the grand scheme of things, man, we are on a fucking spinning planet falling through space. That'll eventually cease to exist within the billions of years that pass. Within 100 to 150 years, anybody watching this video, I mean, not even 150, 100, maybe 80 to 100, everyone watching this video will be dead, And when we think about it, or when I think about it, I just think to myself, why am I rushing for? And I know what you're going to think. If you're like me, you probably think, okay, well, I understand that that's true, but I still have to handle my responsibilities while I'm here. And that's the truth. But still ask yourself, like, what am I doing? Like, why are you in a rush to do things? If you don't get that call back immediately, how is that going to kill you? If you show up a little bit late to work, how is that going to hurt you? How is that going to destroy you? And I know I'm not encouraging y'all to show up late to work or anything, but it's not as dire as you make it seem. It isn't that big of a deal as you make it out to be. You will be okay if you lose that job. You will be okay if you lose that relationship. You will be okay if things don't turn out the way that you wanted it to turn out in the moment. How many times, and you got to pat yourself on the back, and anybody watching this video, pat yourself on the back, because how many times have you gone through things in life and it didn't turn out the way you wanted, or you were just down and out? You were in a horrible slump, and somehow you managed to push through, and you're standing right now. And like I said, we think we take everything so literal. We think that we have to get everything done at once. And today I realized that, and that's why I decided to make this video, because I sat there and I thought to myself, man, the majority of people are in this process of wake up, work, sleep, eat, and repeat. And don't forget to beat your meat. You know what I mean? And we're all in this process continuously. And we're just in this cycle. And you don't stop and say, why am I even doing this? Like, all for what? To hurry on up and get older so you can retire at like 70 or whatever, and then just die because you can't even fucking get up on your own. It's like, it's all for nothing, man. It's all for nothing. And this video was just a reminder, man. Take it easy. The things that you think that you are over exaggerating or you're overthinking, you most likely are. It's not as big of a deal as you think they are. Just relax and take it step by step, and you'll eventually get to where you want to go. Even if you don't know what it is that you want to do or how you're going to do it, you'll eventually figure it out, because you've always figured it out before. So what's the difference now? Y'all, I tell this story before, and I'm just going to say it one more time before we end this video here. The lowest point in my life so far, and the reason why I say so far is not to be like pessimistic or anything, but just because, life has its ups and downs. The lowest point in my life was, I'd say, when I had, and I'll tell a full story on this later on, down the road, but it's when I had applied to become a state trooper in the state that I used to live in. And, at that time, I had told my parents that, this gaming thing, this YouTube thing, this Twitch thing was something that I was really interested in doing and that I could see myself doing it for the rest of my life. My dad kind of just giggled and my mom shrugged it off. When your mom gives you that dirty ass look like, oh, you better, shut up. She was like, yeah, you need to focus on your career. That's what you need to focus on, right? And long story short, y'all, I go through the process of becoming a state trooper. I passed the physical. I passed, there was 2 interviews, one with one state trooper and one with another panel of state troopers. I passed both interviews, passed the physical testing requirements and everything like that. The only thing that was left was the polygraph. And I was passing the majority of the polygraph, but he was telling me that I was breathing too heavy. And he told me that he would have passed me, but he sent it to his manager, and his manager told him, well, because of my heavy breathing, I was disqualified. So you think, oh man, well, that's a bummer, right? Because that was essentially going to be your career. That was going to be what you were going to plan on doing for the rest of your life. So, you're like, oh, that's a bummer. That sucks. And it definitely did. But on that same day, or on that same week, rather, me and my girlfriend of 2.5 years had broken up. So I'm sitting there and that's already hurting me. And then come to find out that, now my dream job of being a trooper, I thought I had my whole life figured out. That's gone, right? So those 2 things are happening in the same week. And then to make matters worse, the current job that I was at, and if you're an OG of the YouTube channel, I used to work at Safeway. And sometimes I had videos when I was just on my phone and I was just talking to the camera, talking to my phone about random things while I was at work, and I was a gas station attendant. So in the same week that me and my ex-girl had split up and that I had, pretty much, blown my potential career out of the water, that same exact day, I found that I was disqualified from becoming a state trooper. I went to work and I was stressed out from those 2 things. And someone came in and asked to purchase cigarettes. They handed me their ID and I punched it into the system. And they walked out. And then 3 minutes later, a state trooper comes in. And he tells me that that was a sting operation and that the person I had just sold cigarettes to, sorry if y'all hear that, that's my microwave in the back. And the person that I had just sold cigarettes to was underage. They were actually 17 or 18 years old, and he said he felt really bad for me because he saw that I had actually tried to punch it into the system. But, I must have punched it in wrong. Even though I had looked at it and I tried to punch it in, I must have punched in the year wrong. I was off by a couple of numbers on the year or whatever. And normally I knew that meant that I was probably going to get fired because that was a big deal. And they had just, they were strengthening the laws around there. And that was something that you could definitely get fired for. So yeah, he writes me this little ticket or whatever. He goes into the store and tells me he has to speak to the store manager because there were 2 managers. There was the gas station manager and the store manager. The gas station manager was going to be notified later and the store manager was going to be notified immediately. So y'all, all on the same fucking day, well, those 2 things happened on the day, one happened on the week. I realized that the potential career that I was going to have and that I thought was going to be the rest of my life, like there was not going to be a YouTube channel, there wasn't going to be a Twitch, what I thought was going to bring me the house and the security and live that American dream to get a house and the mortgage and all that other shit and a wife and kids and all that was gone. Me and my girl of 2 years had broken up, and I thought I was going to lose my current job because of the whole sting operation. I thought I was going to get in trouble there. So during that period, y'all, and I tell that story, to motivate y'all and to say that even in the darkest moments, you'll get through them. And I know it doesn't seem like good advice. God damn it, my phone. I know it doesn't seem like good advice, but you get through it because, time just passes, right? Time is something that's one thing my dad always taught me. He still teaches me and tells me to this day that, time will pass regardless of whether you want it to or not. And, you know, eventually you'll get over it because you have no choice but to get over it. And, you know, you'll get past it. So if I can get past things like that and you can get past the things you've gone through in life, then anything's possible. And that story was to let y'all know that everything's temporary, man. The good and the bad. They're all temporary. That's what life is about. If life was always good, we wouldn't appreciate the better, you know? We wouldn't appreciate bad times and vice versa. So that's what this video was about, y'all, you know? Just telling y'all a little bit about my story. And there's, you know, it goes a lot more. There's a lot more to the story than that, but just wanted to make this little mini video here and, you know, talk to y'all. But let me know what y'all thought of this video, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Simpson Island is out of here.